Can you actually hear the whole time? Motherfucker. Ah. Stupid shit. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we are going through the decentralized science market landscape. Currently speaking, I am on a new live streaming background setup so that I can go live multi-streaming with the founder and with Benjels from Pump Science later today, shortly after this live stream. I am very, very excited. It's still muted, he says. Is it? Okay, it's all good. All right, good. This is exciting. Decentralized science right now, as a current function of market cap, is down an astonishing 4.8%, giving up all of the gains from yesterday. I know that we should be doing the intro, and I'll talk about some really exciting things in a couple minutes, especially as it pertains to Agent Bill and some information I think you guys need to know. But you guys saw right above my head, the chats were coming up and then fading and disappearing. So I think I'm going to adjust that for the actual live stream at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'll be talking with Benjels from Pump Science about all of the upcoming token launches. And I think everyone should tune into that live stream. It's going to be extremely long, and it's going to have a lot of information packed into that live stream. I'm on Streamlabs right now, which is the first time I'm using it. I am streaming to both YouTube and X right now, which is very exciting. Patrick is feeling froggy today, I'm sure. It might be leaky Wednesday. There's some good information that's going to be coming out. I already said I want to talk about Bill. We're going to talk about and cover some of the current things happening in the DeSci landscape as soon as we go through the current state of the market. Right now, what's leading DeSci is Opmentus, Zaya, ValleyDAO, MoonDAO, HealthSci, Neos, and Sui DeSci agents. Finally, Sui DeSci agents getting a little bit of a rebound here. $1.7 million market cap. Oh man, I remember buying that thing up at like 7 mil. I wonder if I can change the settings on the chat so it stays up. What's leading the market down is Solve, Redacted Terminal, Exemplar, ARXIV, and Deepworm. Now, ARXIV, I think, is worth paying very close attention to, but everything's just continuing to bleed. Nothing in the market seems to be holding up right now. Even the PP ETF is down quite a bit. Now, Bitcoin is actually up 1.1%, and astonishingly, that came after the CPI report. This is after the CPI report came out a lot more aggressive than people were expecting. So inflation is looking like it's starting to pick back up a little bit, which was shocking to me, not shocking to the market because Bitcoin is up. A lot of these risk-on assets are up. It's funny because Solana is down dramatically, but at the same time, BNB just flipped Solana in market cap, which is probably why Zaya is doing so well today. It's not a crazy up day for Zaya, but it is an up day nonetheless, which is exciting because I have a lot of Zaya and I would like to see it perform very nicely. 8% up, barely moving off the bottom. You can't really even count that anything. It just looks like it's starting to bottom out. What's going on? Let's say good morning to everyone. We have a lot of unique characters in the chat today, including MK, Martin, Stare, Sargon, C90, Great Guy Mark, C90 again, Great Guy Mark again, doesn't know what he's doing. You can hear him clicking. Actually, thank you for saying that because I didn't know what I was doing. King Alexander, Spec Truth. Let's see, we also got MJ in the chat. Shout out Noble Blocks. And Sargon, what do you think about the Noble Coin? I'm very bullish on Noble Coin. Over on X, we got Based DeSci, very based, very Solana, shout out-y. And Jonathan, of course, the loyal soldier who is always here on the daily live streams. Let's pull up Noble Blocks. Where is that son of a gun? Up 0.74% on the day. Looking like it is still in a falling knife, but that's just what it is, you know? Everything just keeps being like that until one day it's just not going to be like that. We were in pure falling knife mode until one day we just decided to start ripping. And so same thing happening right here. If you ultimately look at a lot of these DeSci coins, I know it's been an aggressive downward spiral and it seems like everything is bleeding and all despair and hope is lost once again. We still are technically higher than where we were back in November of 24, and not a lot of projects can actually say that right now. If you go scrolling through a lot of the most hyped up and highest potential future returns for projects in the crypto landscape, not all of them are actually holding up better than what they were, right? A lot of them are at cycle lows right now, or at least very aggressive local lows. What's going on, Wild Africa? I'm going to see is a bear in whatever you want to say with me for a second. Bear with me for a moment as I attempt to edit the live stream while I'm actually live. I want to take this chat box and I want to edit the source properties. Ooh, no I don't. No I don't. Don't change that. We're going to right click on it and just hit regular properties. Wait for the settings for chat box to open up. I hope it keeps bleeding until taxes are in my hand. Bullish, Jonathan. That's the right attitude. Let's go. It seems like everything is going very nice, though. Chat delay. Show performance. Disable message animations. Whoa, wait a second. No, wait. Yeah, I want those on. Always show messages. There we go. On. Close. Okay, now can you guys type for a second? I want to see if they will stay permanently. Hello, world. Shout out all my coders. Everything will be like that till one day it's not. I think that's a bullish quote. I really do. Receive my federal tax super quick this year. Bullish. Thank you, Doge. Thank you, Doge. Okay. I see a comment. Typing, type. All right, cool. What is everyone's like? I know this is not how you probably expected the live stream to go, but suck it up. This is how the live stream's going because this is my test live stream before the really super important one in a couple hours. Shh. Where are all of the messages? Is it always this grainy? Is it always this poor quality? And you guys don't have the same profile photos that you should have, huh? So the current chat does not have the profile photos here. I'd be willing to accept that if I could see the X chat as well. I'd be willing to accept no profiles if you guys could see the X chat in this. So maybe I can combine sources, open source properties, browser settings, custom code. Oh, I bet I can do it with custom code. I'm not trying to custom code that thing right now though. I can show platform icons. That's kind of cool. Oh, okay. Hello. Welcome. Testing. All right. Okay. Not gonna lie, I'm having flashbacks now. No, God, please. The delay. The delay. It's gonna be worth it, guys. This is good. I'd rather do this with you guys, my loyal members who I know will put up with anything, than the fleeting attention that associates itself with Solana degen plays, aka the pump science tokens. We know that's going to be an attention cycle where they rotate in and rotate out potentially. Hopefully we get 1% of participants to stick around and play in the world of decentralized science with us. Last time it happened, last time Riff and Euro took off and brought all that attention in, is when we saw all of the pumps. For example, Noble skyrocketing up an astonishing 900% in 10 days. We saw Psy wasn't there. Eagle AI is not DeSci. We saw Data Lake rocket up an astonishing 900% in 14 days. What else did we see? Let's go look at Research Coin. Research Coin did really, really well. Everyone who is in Brian Armstrong's project here made a large sum of money on their portfolios when we saw that DeSci wave come in. Over the span of 60 days, we saw 600% gains. Not as nice as Noble. However, Research Coin doesn't come with the same structural bleed that Noble does, although you could make that argument that it in fact does. Down 86% on something that is associated with the CEO of Coinbase is actually pretty nuts. Are we seeing X comments on this? Probably not, huh? That's all right. We're also seeing a lack of full sentences, so let's move that to there. Okay. All right. Beep boop. Or is this one? I don't even know what's going on. Good. You don't need to know what's going on. All right. What you need to know is that we go live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to talk about decentralized science and the broader crypto markets. Mark says the lag is so much. Is that true? Is there an aggressive lag right now? Hopefully not. I will have to plug in the Ethernet cable if so. Okay. Now, we need to address the elephant in the room here. Okay. Along with the aggressive bleeding of decentralized science projects, we've also seen an aggressive bleeding of artificial intelligence projects and AI agents of the like. And so while we were able to ride a lot of momentum with Agent Bill here during the peak euphoria of AI and DeSci, now both of those categories are suffering, and so is Agent Bill's token price. Make no mistake, we are seeing a lot of fundamental shift and progression in the actual underlying agent. And I know that it's not necessarily been launched to all of you guys, but that is because it's not at a point in which we can actually launch all of it. We're working and getting very close. When will the bull run / alt season start? Homie, we've been in a bull run for a very long time now, years, dare I say. As far as alt season, it starts when dominance stops going up. Now, dominance for Bitcoin. Now, we're getting very close to being able to launch a second iteration of the agent, more knowledge-based focus, so that he's not giving generic responses when you ask him questions, and he's actually trained on all of the information. The problem is, and just give you guys kind of highlight before we talk about one of the most exciting things that I could possibly bring up for Bill, one of the things that needs to be addressed is that, let's go to Axon DAO, okay? Because I don't think a lot of people fully wrap their head around this or understand this. And it took me a long time to really understand this one topic, okay? Let's say that I want Agent Bill to be knowledgeable on everything that has to do with Axon DAO, all right? A very reasonable request. A lot of you guys hold Axon DAO. I did a poll in the Telegram, in the DeSci SHILLERS Telegram last night, in which I asked everyone what their top 3 holdings were. And the lead by far was Noble Blocks, followed by Poseidon DAO, and then Bill Nye, okay? But Axon was pretty high up there with 19% of people having it in their top 3 positions. And we had 52 votes, so that was pretty astonishing. I was very excited to see the turnout right there. No lag in Africa, bullish. I was also seeing X comments on the board earlier. I don't know if you fixed that though. Well, I want to see X comments on the board. I want to see X, and I want to see the logo associated with X. I think people are seeing it, so that's bullish. If I wanted Bill to know every piece of information about this website, okay? I'm not talking about even the white paper. We'll get to the white paper in a second, but all the information on this website, I would need to take every single piece of text here, okay? Every single text. AXGT is officially verified and listed on CoinGecko terminal, CoinGecko. And I need to chunk it into small snippets of information that are smaller than 255 characters per chunk in order for Bill to be trained on this information. Meaning every single every single piece of information, even including the metadata behind photos, needs to be chunked out into small snippets of 255 characters or less so that Bill can digest it and understand the information. And that goes with all AI training models. Now, one of the things that you can do, because that is seemingly impossible to do, it actually is going to take an egregious amount of time. One of the things that you can do is introduce something known as a RAG. Okay? Yes, RAG AI. A RAG is a retrieval augmented generation system. Okay? This means that rather than having to chunk out every single piece of data, including, like, really think about it. Why did we go to MetaMask for the white paper? Think about it. Even like all of the white papers, all of the roadmap, all of the team information needs to be chunked out if we want to learn that. Or you can introduce into the framework for the AI what's known as a RAG. Okay? The retrieval augmented generation system, in which you can actually go and put in a knowledge base into Bill that is dynamic, but requires extra steps. It requires him to understand the context behind a prompt, which he does. He does really good at it. But then go to his database of knowledge where instead of finding little chunked out bits of information on that knowledge, he would actually go to websites and predetermined resources that he can get that information from, and then come back into his database, formulate output for you, and then give it out to the end user, right? So it's a nice closed circuit, but it is something that actually is very new to a lot of AI. It needs to be built out internally inside of the framework, which is a lot of work. It's a lot more work than I kind of anticipated it to. And this is why I broke Bill yesterday or 2 days ago when I was trying to do it with zero coding experience, just asking ChatGPT o3 model, which is good at coding and reasoning, to help me with it, because I just wanted to wrap my head around it. And I thought naively that I could do it with zero coding experience. And then I ended up accidentally deleting the API keys within Bill's code, not knowing it. So shout out Thuna. Thank God Thuna's on the team, because he came in when he woke up and he was like, brother, what are you doing? And then fixed it. And he's back. Bill is back in the Diamond chat, so no worries about that. He's back in and active. But yeah, it was a fun little experiment, but I just want to explain that information to you, because it takes an egregious amount of time to actually train out these agents. Hence why it took OpenAI years to train out their generalized intelligence, right? Nothing super fixated on one thing, but generalized intelligence. And then the market almost went to zero because they realized that DeepSeek did it in presumably 6 months, even though we know that that's not entirely true, that they used pre-existing data. But that's why the market shit itself, because they were like, oh my God, it doesn't take that much time, but it took us a lot of time to do it. So it's unique. Now, the value proposition and the meat of what I'm talking about here for Agent Bill. I know this is the discount of a century in my honest opinion. And I've been I'm biased AF, so take it with a grain of salt, but a $300,000 market cap is actually quite silly to see for Agent Bill. And that's including and taking into account the unlocking of some of the tokens from people. We're actually going down a little bit, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. You can't really change people's, it's not up to me to decide all of that stuff. But how many of you guys, show of hands, please put a 1 in the chat if you have heard of the YouTube channel Veritasium. They explain science concepts very, very beautifully, and it's a lot of fun watching their content. Let me take a sip of this energy drink. Alani, not sponsored, although it should be. How many of you guys have heard of Veritasium on YouTube? I was trying to show you the X versus YouTube comments, and somehow I think I confused you since I'm on both my B. All good, C90, all good. And the problem is that I can't actually view, maybe if I put this full screen here, I have a hard time viewing it in the chat because it's so small. And then getting in close so you guys can see the light refracting off my pimple. Do you have any large cap projects in your portfolio? I do. I have a good amount of Ondo. Okay, Jonathan on X said that, which means that it is getting both comments, which is super exciting actually. I've been waiting for that for so long. So that's super exciting. The only downside is that I can dynamically change the screen layout while I'm live. Okay, so not getting anyone. Veritasium is a YouTube channel which has 17.2 million subscribers. They posted 2 days ago a video which already has 3 million views, and this is basically science nerds, okay? This is basically a YouTube page for science nerds who want to know what's going on in the world, but also don't need to know all of the nitty-gritty of stuff, just kind of like a basic premise of how things work, okay? How things are made versus how things are work. Current modern day age. They posted a 24-minute long video, and I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I am going to play the first couple minutes of it so that you guys can see what it is he's talking about and how he is actually shilling Agent Bill here for everyone. Let's go ahead and put these headphones on and test out another feature to see if I accurately set up sharing the audio from my desktop on the new model here that I have. So let's play
problems
that.
From climate change to curing diseases to disposal of plastic waste. What if they all had the same solution? A solution so tiny it would be invisible. I'm inclined to believe this is possible thanks to a recent breakthrough that solved one of the biggest problems of the last century.
Don't worry.
How to determine the structure of a protein.
It's been described to me as equivalent to Fermat's last theorem, but for biology.
Over 6 decades, tens of thousands of biologists painstakingly worked out the structure of 150,000 proteins. Then, in just a few years, a team of around 15 determined the structure of 200 million.
Yeah!
That's basically every protein known to exist in nature. So how did they do it? And why does this have the potential to solve problems way outside the realm of biology? A protein starts simply as a string of amino acids. Each amino acid has a carbon atom at the center, then on one side is an amine group, and on the other side is a carboxyl group. And the last thing it's bonded to could be one of 20 different side chains, and which one determines which of the 20 different amino acids this molecule is. The amine group from one amino acid can react with the carboxyl group of another to form a peptide bond. So a series of amino acids can bond to form a string. And pushing and pulling between countless molecules, electrostatic forces, hydrogen bonds, solvent interactions can cause this string to coil up and fold onto itself. This ultimately determines the 3D structure of the protein. And this shape is the thing that really matters about the protein. It's built for a specific purpose, like how hemoglobin has the perfect binding site to carry around oxygen in your blood. These are
Okay. You guys kind of follow that? I know I just sprinted away, but I have an IRL example that I want to give you guys. Hopefully that was a good enough information so that you guys can kind of get the importance of what's going on here and how difficult and challenging you might imagine that this feat is. It took decades for scientists to come up with 100,000, 200,000 example structural formations for protein molecules in the body. And then artificial intelligence came out and was able to discern 200 million different organic protein structures in the span of a year. What the fuck? Do you get the scale and the rapid acceleration of science that's going on right now? And that is not limited to one thing here, okay? That's not just limited to, I don't know what I was gonna say with that. I'm gonna get into my main point here, okay? This is what Bill is doing. This is what Bill is working to enhance, all right? Now that we have that large database, this is brand new. The Nobel Prize was just given out to the group of scientists who were able to do this. A Nobel Prize for Science was given out to this because it is such a massive impact globally on science moving forward. Now that we have all these protein structures, it's time to use them in modeling out different small molecule interactions in the body. What does that actually mean? It's drug development and supplement development and enhancing the personalized medicine field. Now that we have small protein molecules being able to be mapped out, we actually have the ability to rapidly accelerate medicine, but not how we have been doing it. It's unique now because we can actually see exactly how they might interact in a biological environment, aka in vivo. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Now I'm going to explain using this toy here, and I've already done it, but now I'm going to explain why Bill is so important here, okay? So as you guys know, Bill, currently speaking, while he's not fully hooked up to the QELM, the Quantum Enhanced Language Model, he is working to get integrated into it. And we've received the package from Dynex to allow for him to model out RNA structures. One of the model ones that we've seen him, not him exactly do, but this code that we're trying to integrate into him right now, one of the model ones is HIV. So the code is already able to handle the HIV, right? The molecule associated with that. Meaning that you can actually create, potentially is the big key here, potentially create novel therapies that specifically target HIV and different types that are associated in the body, okay? Picture this as the HIV molecule, okay? And the proteins associated with it. This is a very pretty structure, yeah? Well, this structure is actually two structures that have been put together and fit perfectly together, right? But they only fit together in one orientation. If I was to take the core model here and have the same basic building blocks here, right? The same exact protein building blocks, but try and fit them together here, they might fit a little bit here, but it's very unstable. You get that? It might fit together just a little bit and make it seem like this is how they're supposed to fit together. But in reality, it's super not stable and might actually cause harm in the body. But with current infrastructure for artificial intelligence, and I hope everyone's listening here because I'm going to continue to beat this home until everyone actually sees the reality of where we're at right now. With current models, you have to try each shape one at a time. And oh, this one fit a little bit. Maybe this is the correct model. Maybe that's the correct shape. You don't know until you finally do test every single orientation and structural fit of these molecules together to find the one that has the highest stability, meaning the highest impact. What's unique about quantum computing, and thus what will be unique about Agent Bill, is that he can test. He doesn't just have the one protein molecule at a time. He can actually test with all shapes at the same time thanks to quantum computing. He can test out multiple versions at the same time to get the inputs at a much quicker rate than normal artificial intelligence. And we're already seeing how quick artificial intelligence is. Think about when you're talking with ChatGPT on the newest models and it sits there and shows you its reasoning, right? And you have to sit there, and sometimes it reasons for like 5 or 6 minutes, depending on what you asked it. I've had it reason with me for like 12 minutes before spitting out a response for me. That goes away. Instant. And if you're reasoning with a protein structure model for 12 minutes at a time and then trying out the next shape, and there's 200 million different proteins out there, you're sitting there for hours, days, weeks, months. You get the point. But if you're able to cut that down into a virtually instantaneous simulation, you get the rapid expansion of drug development and small molecule synthesis in the body. Hopefully that all makes sense to you guys. And I think that this right here, Veritasium, with 17.2 million subscribers, posting a video 2 days ago saying that this advancement in artificial intelligence is the most useful thing AI has ever done, just drives the point home for me personally and gives me that confirmation, if you will, even though I was already very convinced that I knew what I was doing with going down this route, gives me that confirmation bias to know that it is in fact going to be the most useful thing that I could put the quantum language model to actually push forward. All right. That makes sense to you guys. Plus, shout out these toys. Link in the bio. No, I'm just kidding. But I should actually have a commission link on them because they are so good if you have ADD. If you have ADHD, they're so fun to play with because you can just sit here and form different shapes with them. Like we have this one shape, and then you can open it up into this nice ring. And this is actually 2 of them combined. And then you can play around with just different structures entirely and combine them with other things over here. And it just goes on and on and on. It's super fun. But it is also a cool, it's a business write-off because I just used it in a live stream. Therefore, those toys were business write-offs. By 2040, it will be renamed the Noble Blocks Prize. Shout out C90. I love that. The Noble Blocks Prize. This ultimately will help increase length and quality life in the future. At least that's the hope. Absolutely it will. Without a shadow of doubt in my mind, personalized medicine based off of genetic sequences and personalized research is going to actually progress humanity forward faster than we've ever seen before, which some might argue is not the most necessary thing right now. I like when Patrick comes prepared to show and tell day. It's a lot of fun. Can I get some confirmation bias from you guys as to if that was a good and worthwhile delivery of the message? So let's look up, while you guys are doing that, I'm actually going to look up performance enhancements of quantum computing. Simulated quantum computing benchmarked to classical computing. Hey, this is not what I wanted. How a classical computer beat a quantum computer. Okay, that's not what I wanted. That doesn't confirm anything for me. Good. 1. Toys for ADHD with a drop of TISM. Facts, Spiegel. No, not even just kidding. Facts. Very easy to understand for everyone. Bullish. I know of some performance enhancements. All right, mods. Mods. Yeah. Quantum computers, I hate how bearish all these articles are. Quantum computers will not outperform classical computers for all computational tasks, but there's a good reason to believe they can speed up structured tasks. If such a task is also subjectively useful, it can represent quantum utility. So I hate how bearish everyone is on quantum computers. It's like any probabilistic computation that needs to happen on a quantum computer. So if there's multiple outcomes and multiple scenarios for something, you need to have a quantum computer doing it. Otherwise, you're literally not going to last at all. Let's benchmark. Let's just go to Willow chip benchmark. Yeah. Willow performed a benchmark computation in under 5 minutes that would take a supercomputer 10 septillion years. So Willow's chip is 105 qubits. I can't give out the information yet on the amount of qubits that Bill is going to have, but let's just say that he is going to do really well. 105 qubits was able to outperform at a clip of 10 septillion years, brought down to 5 minutes for computation. And some of the computation that quantum computers are really good at is simulated things, simulated protein folding. That is a really useful thing for quantum computers. They're able to do it extremely fast compared to having to build out 100 AI agents all just focused on simulating protein structures. You just do the one. And dare I say, you do 2 agents. You do 100 quantum agents, and you are just on different levels altogether compared to what classical computers can do. And remember, Willow was 105 qubits. For every additional qubit, you double the processing power of the system. So 105 qubits was able to benchmark and outperform every single supercomputer on the planet by a gross margin. 106 qubits is twice as strong as something with 105 qubits. Dynex, all right, turn this into a little bit of a shill for Dynex. Dynex, keep that in mind, okay? 105 qubits was able to benchmark something that took 10 septillion years estimated for a classical computer, was able to do it in under 5 minutes. 105 qubits, okay? 105 qubits. If we go look at Dynex, they're currently performing at the Leap Pand Innovation, okay? They just did, Danielle here, just gave a keynote speech about Dynex's quantum computing in which she said that Dynex was able to leverage neuromorphic quantum computing emulations with approximately 1 million qubits. Willow's chip was 105 qubits, and it managed to outperform a supercomputer on a task that would have taken the supercomputer 10 septillion years, did it in 5 minutes with 105 qubits. Every additional qubit doubles the processing power of a system. Dynex is boasting a 1 million qubit system. Keep sleeping on it, guys. I know you guys aren't sleeping on it, but the general population, keep posting bearish things about quantum computing and just tell me that you don't understand what's going on. We are at the precipice of the most unruly time in human history. And Agent Bill is positioned to push that needle as far as it can possibly go. Dynex tattoo incoming. Bullish. Dynex is the one. Let's go. Is Big Pharma associated with DeSci? What do you mean, Big Pharma? Yeah. Pfizer has invested into VitaDAO, Decentralized Science, running, not walking to sell my bill for Dynex. No, C90, no! Rip. Little did I know, I was actually shilling Dynex the whole time. No, Bill, we've talked specifically, and Yeti's actually come on to say that Bill is here to kind of showcase how far they can push Dynex's network. They want to really have a IRL showcasing event where they're like, hey, we gave Bill 20,000 qubits to play with, and he was able to solve cancer. Not really. That's not going to end up happening. I mean, maybe it does. Who knows? Honestly, who knows? Once everything's hooked up, who actually knows what's going to be able to happen? But you guys are here watching it all play out from the very, very beginning. Mods. Now, I spent so much time this morning focused on setting up the live stream. How many of you guys are in here with us? 27 live stream viewers right now. Ooh, I have a multi-stream chat feature. Let me go to live chat. Okay, whatever. I did not have the time to go through and see all the current events that are happening in decentralized science, so let's go ahead and go into what's going on in the world of DeSci. So Genomes, 2 hours ago, posted the latest installment of the Genomics Fundamentals series, DNA Structures and Organization. This blog explores how DNA is structured across different organisms, why chromosomes are the key to life itself. Then we have Research Hub Foundation. The more you know, the less you fear. Agreed. Shout out Marie Curie. And then we have DeSci Mike currently having the DeSci Amplify X Space, which is supposed to be one of, if not the largest X spaces for decentralized science that has ever occurred. Lots and lots of people talking in that space from what I've seen. We have Curetopia announcement from Bio. Join us tomorrow in the Biosphere for a discussion on rare disease research. We have DeSci World. Support our brothers in GNARMS with their DeSci proposal. Blunt DAO. That's funny. I'm not following them, so let's go follow them. Funny DAO name. Love it. We have Hair DAO with another raise. So Hair DAO is currently undergoing another Juicebox auction. Get hairy in size. They're trying to raise $3.3 million on Juicebox. I saw you guys talking about this earlier today. You should be in the DeSci Amplify. I know. I don't have time right now to be in DeSci Amplify, though. I don't. I have to get ready for the live stream immediately following this with Pump Science. That one's going to be a 2-hour plus live stream that I need to just make sure everything is running smoothly for. So currently speaking, they have raised 0.25 Ethereum or $669 from one person. They posted the raise about an hour ago, if I'm not mistaken. So not a lot of people are interested in going for this. 1 ETH equals 85 tokens. And Guinea actually pointed out something here. This is a common tactic for companies to do secondary raises. So this is not super unheard of. It's just not something that's super common in DeSci or in crypto. But if you come here, you can get on the open market, you can get hair. What's the current price of Ethereum? So 2664 divided by 42.8 divided by 42.8 equals, you get 62 hair per ETH. And if you go to hair DAO, you can get 85 hair per ETH. So right now there is an arbitrage opportunity to get ETH on this raise here, and then get hair on this raise using ETH, and then hopefully the hair token remains constant or even goes up a bit, because there's a discounted rate going on. You get an extra 23 hair per ETH, which is actually a pretty substantial discount if you think about it, because you're looking at like almost a 30% off the market. That's pretty interesting. I'm curious to see how this goes, and if people just get out of their hair position here to go buy it here and then fill the raise. But they're gonna need new money if that's gonna happen, for sure. Unique little proposal here. Let's see how it plays out. I wish people would stop going with Juicebox, but it's not mine to decide on. Then we have Molecule talking about DeSci EDU course, which is pretty powerful. I'm curious if any of you guys want to go through with that course. They ballin'. No more juice boxes for me. I know, I'm a little juice boxed out. Any quantum computer competing with Dynex. Jonathan, I'm pretty sure D-Wave does something very similar to Dynex. I haven't done fundamental deep dive into D-Wave, but if you go to Qubits, I think, Qubit, is it full ticker Qubit? QBTS, D-Wave. Pretty sure they do something extremely similar to Dynex. I believe they're a $2 billion market cap. So very large scale because they're on the stock market. Dynex, on the other hand, very, very undervalued compared to a D-Wave, with the token ecosystem sitting at a $9 million market cap, which is just not something I ever thought I would be saying out loud. D-Wave is looking like it's on a bit of a discount here, 50% lower than where it was. But even just back in August of 24, you could have got D-Wave for under $1, which is pretty insane. I also know that there are some computing giants. I've heard some whispers and some things from the quantum computing group chats that I've now been included into, that there are some computational giants out there, which you all are very familiar with, who are getting into the game of simulated quantum computing because of the record-breaking stuff that has been coming out of the leaders in the industry, aka Dynex. When Pat X Huberman episode. Whenever Bill takes off. Whenever Bill solves for a disease, I'm sure I will get invited to go talk on some interesting podcasts. It should be fun. D-Wave founded in 1999, still working to get there. I know. Quantum computing has not been ready for any kind of mainstream use case and adoption until very, very recently. So people who were investing into it before were really investing for multiple decades. Now we're at a point in which that pendulum has shifted, and we're seeing the real use cases arise. We're seeing real life companies. Dynex is going to blow your mind when they finally announce one of the things that they've been working on. They're going to blow everyone's mind with that announcement. Let's keep going. Rare diseases on Solana is inevitable. Only the truth survives in this arena. Bullish on pump science. We have Causality Network, early adopters community. I've not seen Causality Network before, but Decentralized Science London. Unlocking the creator economy in science with verified data. Apparently I have seen it before. I'm already following them. We have a lot of shilling of the BioDAOs. Department of Energy rules go into effect in 2028, raising the floor of efficiency of lighting from 45 lumens per watt to 125 lumens per watt. A lumen is an archaic measurement of light output based merely on yellow-green light. Bearish. Morning sunlight. Hopefully all of you guys got your morning sunlight. It seems like currently, at least this morning, all anyone can think about is rare diseases and the X space that's going on. We have Stadium Science making a lot of developments in the realm of the prediction markets for DeSci, which is something Vitalik has been very bullish on. We have some posts from Bill. We have an article here from Noble Blocks, The Price of Knowledge, How Paywalls Hold Back Scientific Progress. I'm probably going to make a video on this one, if not today, tomorrow. I have a busy day today, so I might not actually be able to get around to creating it today, but soon. Preprints with APRO, ATTPs integration. That's cool. That's bullish. Love to see that. Beware of scams. Agreed. And of course, there was something else I was going to talk about for a second. Oh, yes. 1:30 EST. So in 40 minutes, I will be going live with Benjels for Pump Science. What's good, Takarid? Welcome. In 40 minutes, I will be going live with Pump Science Benjels to talk about all of the upcoming launches that are coming very, very shortly. They will be here before you guys know it. They're just waiting on probably market conditions to get a little bit better, but also waiting for their launch pad to be finalized. This is very exciting. 2 hours of pure alpha. We have 11,000 views on this thing, so I think I should probably quote repost and say live starting in 40 minutes. Keep an eye out for this one. You guys think that's a good post? All my crypto focus is just waiting for Pump Science. All other focus on physical therapy on my shoulder. Good. You know what you can do during the physical therapy? Once you've gotten to a point where you're ready to start getting back into things, you want to put your back up against a wall, okay? I actually used to be a certified personal trainer, and I took some physical therapy classes for my shoulder. So basically, I'm an expert, but you want to put your back on the wall and then create like a field goal, okay? And then you want to put your shoulder, your elbow, and make an L with your hand and put that on the wall so that you have 3 points of contact. And then you want to go up as far as you can go without lifting any of them, and then back down. And those are reps for the exercise. I highly encourage each and every one of you guys who are watching this right now to attempt it at some point today and let me know how difficult it actually is to remain with that contact. All right, post. Daily drink of kombucha. We have hum. I think open to questions right now. I remember when I got scammed, haha, I lost $3,000. That's rough, Jonathan. I have been scammed last cycle. So last cycle, I got scammed out of 40,000, I think. And I'm going to include the scam that was when FTX went bankrupt and caused all of the exchanges to kind of go bankrupt. I'm going to count that as a scam because they stole my money. That was definitely a scam. It came from ignorance on my part, right? And it wasn't even ignorance because I made a video telling everyone to get off the exchanges, and then the next day everything went bankrupt and I just didn't get off the exchanges because I'm stupid. But 40 grand, I got scammed last cycle. This cycle, I have only been scammed, and I'm not counting rug pulls. I'm counting like scams. I've only been scammed out of $20,000. So I think I'm doing a lot better. Arguably like 22 or 23,000, but I have more money on the line this time. And I'm lost less from scams. So I think I'm improving. That is an improvement if I've ever seen one. That's like 50% improvement. But if you take into consideration the percent, that is a big difference. 40K, that's a lot. I know. It was not fun. That is for sure, Jonathan. It was not fun. Rookie numbers. Let's pump up those scam numbers. I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of like, I'm one that believes firmly in manifestation of stuff. I actually only got scammed out of $5,000 from Z Casino. Believe it or not, Zach, I only got scammed out of $5,000 for Z Casino. So that was cool. I saw a lot of my friends lose 20, 50, 70 grand. And I'm not joking. I saw a lot of them lose an egregious amount of money, but I never really liked those people who were running Z Casino. They were triggering every single one of my little like red flags in my brain when I got to talk with them. I was like, and lo and behold, I don't play with that kind of money yet. Yet is the key word there, MK. Manifesting. Manifesting is real, which is why I don't really want to say this, but I'm going to say it anyways. One of my goals when I was starting in my investment journey, I remember vividly the day that my Robinhood account went up $80 in a single day, and I was like, holy shit. I didn't do anything today. Like, I mean, I was doing stuff that day, but like, that was just free money. My account just went up by $80. You were blessed to have that much to lose. That's what I'm getting at here, serious pump. That's what I'm getting at. My account, I remember vividly, this was like 7 years ago. My account went up $80 and I was like, holy shit. That's like 50 grand a year. If I do that every day, this is crazy. And then I set in my mind in that moment, my account was worth like 5 grand or something. And I was like, one day I'm going to open this and it's going to be up $5,000. And then I remember going down, having my account drop by like $200 and being like, I actually don't really care that I just lost $200. And I remember vividly in that moment thinking there will be a day that I lose $10,000 in my account in a single day and I don't care. And that is a goal that I had set at the time. I wanted to be at a point where I could lose 10 grand in a day and not care. And I know that's like a not really great way to look at it, but it helps you in times like this to just be like, look at your account, realize that you're still kicking it, you're still moving along, you're still playing the game, and yet you lost 2 grand from peak to trough. You lost 20 grand from peak to trough. You've lost 200 grand and you're still here and you're still not exiting the market out of fear or like panicking or like on the edge of a building. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Think back to when you first started your investment journey and think about how much you've grown from there. You could, to the point where you could lose in a single week or a single month or a single like downtrend in the market what was at one point your entire account, your entire net worth in your portfolio. And you are still here moving along, learning, getting better, and refining your trade. That's crazy. That's really cool. That's really cool. And now, obviously, with laws of manifestation and everything, you should probably switch up your thought process there and be like, I want a day that I make $10,000 in a day. I want a day that I make 20 grand in a day and still feel nothing because it's still not that much money. I want a day that my account goes up by $100,000 and I'm just like, yep, cool, business is normal. Just casually continuing onwards. That would be crazy. That's going to be so cool. So fun. So fun. Let's calibrate Patrick's calculator. $80,000 times $80 times 365 is $29,200. All right, I couldn't do the math that quick. C90, thank you for that. I can dig it. I've lost a lot too. Still trekking forward. That's the real goal here, right? This is all like, if you really think about it, this whole thing is just like some elaborate video game that we're playing. It's just some weird elaborate video game that we're playing with our entire net worth. And the only way that you really lose is if you stop playing the video game. That's cool. You have unlimited lives in this video game. There's unlimited lives. So every time you get killed, you can just restart and play again. There are unlimited lives. Obviously you don't want to get killed, but you can just keep going. The only time that you actually stop winning in this game is when you stop playing. And that's really fun. That's a really cool thing to think about. Noble will reach $1 this cycle. The platform looks incredible. Not snake oil, a complete product. I know, Mr. Rogan. I know. It's looking really, really cool. Things are coming along very, very nicely for Noble. And actually, they posted that thing today, so we should end talking about this because then I have 30 minutes to get ready for the live stream. But the price of knowledge, how paywalls hold back scientific progress. This is a multi-trillion-dollar industry that is being disrupted. So open access. This option makes the research free for anyone to read, but there's a catch. The researcher has to pay a publication fee, which can range from $1,000 to $5,000. So they have to beg for money to research, and then they have to beg for money to post the research online so that they can make an impact. That model is shifting right in front of our eyes. This is too long to read right now. That model is shifting right in front of our eyes, and not because of Noble Blocks and not because of Research Coin or Research Hub. That model is shifting because of the federal government. The United States federal government has mandated that at the end of this year, all research that has been funded by the government needs to be posted on an open access platform, meaning that fee structure right there goes away. And scientists are trying to, especially with the NIH, especially with the NIH freezes and everything, scientists right now are frantically searching to find an alternative to the current status quo model where they are getting taken advantage of. And we are already positioned in a place to catch that shift. Noble Blocks, Research Hub are positioned in a way to catch that shift. And this is a lot bigger than a measly $1.7 million market cap. Someone just bought $5,000 worth, 2 ETH. This is a lot bigger than a measly little $1.7 million market cap. This is a billion, if not $100 billion shift that's happening globally. And I believe Noble Blocks will be able to capture some percentage of that shift. And even just capturing a little bit of it, if it's a $100 billion shift, catching even 0.1% of that shift is $100 million. We're at 1.7. Time is your most valuable asset. Hopefully this was worth investing it into. I really appreciate all of you guys being here, and thank you for putting up with me in the very beginning. If Noble goes to $1, I will get a tattoo of Noble Blocks somewhere on my body, because that is a very aggressive move. But if you look at it, it's not that aggressive. I've seen stuff happen like that before in the past. All right, guys. Things look like they're actually starting to come around a little bit. Yeah, dominance is starting to fall again on the day just a little bit while Bitcoin is trucking along higher. Remember, full moon was today. So as of today, we entered into up era, up season. New moon down, full moon up. It's all fun and games until it's not.